President Joe Biden is saying it's up to the Department of Justice to decide on those controversial payments to immigrants who illegally cross our southern border. For more on this, I want to bring someone in who knows a lot about the role of the Department of Justice, former acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, joining us this morning. Mr. Attorney General, great to see you again.
Good morning. Good to see you, Rob.
I missed you on Thursday night. I understand we were at the same event, but somehow I missed you. And you're a former football player, so I don't know how that's possible, but we'll have to get together at some point soon.
And dress up.
Yes, and it's always fun to dress up, exactly. Well, I just want to ask you the most simple question here is what the Biden administration is doing with the DOJ, politicizing them to authorize these payments, $450,000 to migrants who were separated from their kids back in 2018. Is that legal? Is that constitutional?
Yeah, it's more than politicization. It is really a lack of discretion and judgment. And, this is one of the concerns I had during my time at the Department of Justice is that these lawyers are unwilling to try these cases. In this particular case, I think a jury of Americans need to hear the evidence of, what happened and to determine if these people deserve a payment. I don't think they deserve a payment. $450,000 per person or $1 million per family is outrageous, and it wastes the taxpayers' money. And these folks need to remember the thing that I always remembered every day on the job is that you are a steward of the American taxpayers' dollar. They give it to you at great cost and great effort, and you can't just make these kind of settlements when the law is very unclear and you don't know whether a jury would grant these people anything for what they experienced, let alone hundreds of millions of dollars.
And it would be precedent setting if it does happen. It's also a very slippery slope. My thought goes right to the families of victims of drug overdoses. Thousands and thousands of people have OD'd on drugs that have come right across our southern border. If we're giving money to people who committed a felony the second they set foot in this country, why aren't we paying out the families who lost somebody to drug overdoses?
Yeah, this is exactly right. I mean, by extension, there's all sorts of government failings and challenges that we see every day. Rob, this reminds me when I got there at the Department of Justice at the beginning of the Trump administration. What I saw were these sue and settle type agreements, which this would be one where liberal interest groups, in this case the ACLU, but it was environmental groups and other types of groups, would sue the federal government, and then they would either get a settlement that got the regulation that they couldn't get through regular order, or they would get these enormous payoffs that go in large part to these liberal interest groups. And it's just, it is policy by litigation. It was a classic Obama strategy. It is now a classic Biden strategy. Right. And this can't happen.
That's a good point. Joe Biden's riding that 38% approval rating. The American people, I mean, they're going to struggle to pay heating bills this winter and so many other things, especially around the holidays. And he wants to give, to your point, $1 million to families that did not come here legally. And the administration has flip-flopped on this for the last week plus. Take a listen.
If you guys keep sending that garbage out, yeah, but it's not true.
So this is a garbage report?
Yeah.
Okay. So
$450,000 per person. Is that what you're saying?
That was separated from a family member at the border under the last administration.
That's not going to happen.
The president is perfectly comfortable with the Department of Justice settling with the individuals and families who are currently in litigation with the U.S. government.
So, Mr. Attorney General, that happened in 6 days' time, that flip-flop right there. It's a garbage report to yesterday we heard, oh, yeah, this is absolutely going to happen. What do you make of that? And what does that say to people who might want to come here illegally right now that are in South and Central America?
It just, it just means that we have a magnet, a light that is flashing, saying, "Come to America." Well, we might give you money, depending how you feel you were treated at the border.
Right.
And the only good news here, Rob, is with the inflation going on, that $450,000 is worth a lot less today than it was even a year or two ago. So, if there's a bright silver lining to this, it's that. But this settlement can't happen. They need to try some of these cases to see what these cases are worth. I don't think they're worth anything. Again, it was a legitimate policy to try to stop people from coming into our border illegally, and now they're going to reward illegal behavior. That just cannot be the way we do business in the United States of America.
We are very tight on time, but I couldn't let this interview go by without asking you, just if you could in 20 seconds, where are you on the legality of these vaccine mandates?
Oh, they're completely illegal, and this is where any top-down type policy like this needs to be struck down by the courts. The Fifth Circuit has it absolutely right, and this cannot be. And American small businesses already have enough challenges caused by the Biden administration. It's just one more illegal mandate that should not stand.
I think a lot of people are with you on that sentiment right there. Former Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, great to see you as always. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Great to see you, Rob.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.